All right, guys, what is going on? This is episode 770 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller, where we talk about Georgia Southern Atlanta Falcons football. And today we're going to talk about a mock draft that I actually like. And I'm dead serious when I say this. We're going to talk about this. Last episode, I talked about a bad trade involving Bijan Robinson moving up to the number one spot. Now, all full disclosure, I want Caleb Williams. I think that's the dream to get him and move up and do what you got to do to get him, but I'm not giving up Bijan Robinson to do that. The second option for me, well, I ain't gonna say the second option, but the more favorable option for me is to stay at number 8 and go ahead and get Michael Penix. You could probably move back to get him, or you may get another quarterback at number 8. If you want to move up maybe 3 or 4 spots, that's cool, but you don't want to give up too much draft capital. But this draft, this mock draft right here, I like it for a really good reason. We're going to talk about it. So let's get into it. If this is your first time here, welcome. I could be found on YouTube and Rumble, also on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. If you want to watch the show, it will be on Spotify and Rumble, and you can see the mock draft that I got on the screen. If you're listening on YouTube or Apple, click the link down below, and it'll show you the link to the mock draft that I'm talking about. And like I said, there's one good reason why I want to talk about this. It's going to be a really, in my opinion, I think it'd be awesome if we pull this off. Nevertheless, I can be found on X at VF Baller. The website's firstandframerates.com. CashApp and PayPal links are below. Let's jump right into this. Now, I'm not a big fan of trading for Fields, but I know that could be a possibility. I'm not going to sit here and act like, I'm against it or whatever the case may be. It's a possibility. There's been rumblings about it. We'll see how it goes. But if we do, based on this mock draft, we're going to trade Desmond Ridder to the Bears. Justin Fields will be with us, and we give up a 3rd round pick. I think that's the Jaguars pick, and a 3rd round for 2025. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this right here. That is cool if we was to do it. I'm not that big on the Justin Fields situation, whatever. But with that being said, you guys look at that 7th round pick right there. You look at that 7th round pick. Talia Tagovailoa could be there. And I think this is a situation where you get him, let him learn under Zach Robinson. You let him learn under TJ Yates. You let him learn under our quarterbacks coach, Matt Schaub, I think he's an offensive analyst or something like that. I can't remember KJ, the other quarterbacks coach. You get him to learn under there in a couple of years, or maybe the following year, he'll be ready to go as a 7th round pick. I'm not saying that he's the future, but if you're going to get him if you can get him at the 7th round, that's a very low risk, high reward. If nothing happens, it's a 7th round pick. You didn't lose much. I think this is a really good mock draft for this reason alone. Now, all the other guys, you want to talk about getting a pass rush, get Dallas Turner at number 8. I'm cool with that. You don't have to go with the wide receiver from Washington. I'm okay with that. Top Robinson is probably the next best edge rusher at 43. I'm not sure. He may not even be there in the 2nd round at 43, but I get it. It's cool. So if you don't get Dallas Turner and you get Rome Odunze and you go that route, that's cool. Now, all the other picks, T'Vondre Sweat, Max from Texas, Max Melton, the cornerback from Rutgers, Ben Sinnott out of K-State, another tight end. That right there is telling me that if we do that, Jonnu Smith probably not coming back. Corey Schrader, running back out of Missouri. Why would you get another running back? You want to get somebody to take the place of Cordell Patterson? I don't know. You might want to go somewhere else with that. Might want to go to another position with that pick in the 6th round. It wouldn't hurt, though. Zion Logue, I think that's the pronounced last name, defensive lineman out of Georgia, and that 7th round pick. Like I said, I am a fan of this particular mock draft. Now, does that mean that I want it to happen? Not necessarily, but if things was to play out to where we trade for Justin Fields and we turn around and we get Talia, I think I said it right. If you turn around and get him, I would not be against that per se. I mean, I think you got a prospect of a quarterback that could do some things. Will he be the next franchise quarterback? Maybe not. But once again, you're picking him in the 7th round. So you're not doing much, with that. Now, does the Justin Fields, how does that play out? Does that happen? Does that happen to be a situation where you will be in quarterback purgatory still if Justin Fields doesn't play out? Yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, there's a possibility that Justin Fields could do great as well. But the risk in all of this is it goes against what I want. Like I said, I really want to go get like a quarterback at number 8. If you don't get a quarterback at number 8, you go and get like a veteran quarterback, and then you get all your draft picks, or you trade back and still rely on a quarterback, and you just build through the draft that way, and you let Zach Robinson and groom their quarterback as they see fit. But as far as all the draft, mock drafts I've seen, I like this one. I really do. I like this particular draft, this mock draft, and and if you really think about it, it covers all the bases of what we want on the team. I mean, you get your edge rush, you get your defensive lineman, you actually get 2 defensive linemen. You trade for Fields, and you get another quarterback that you can work with. You also get another receiver for Drake London. You get a tight end, if Jonnu Smith don't re-sign. A cornerback, because you don't know what's going to happen with Okudah and AJ Terrell. This is actually a pretty good-looking draft right here. Like I said, I'm not necessarily 100% behind it, but I really like it. I like it. And for the main reason is that 7th round pick. I mean, that is a very low risk situation. And like I said, even if you don't trade for Justin Fields, even if you don't trade for him, I would still do this. I will still try to get Tagovailoa. I'll still try to do it. Because, I mean, nobody's really checking for him. Nobody's really looking for him in the draft. All these other quarterbacks going around. Like I said, even if you decide to go quarterback in the 1st round, you go get him in the 7th round, that's not a bad look. You get Penix in the 1st, or you get Jaden Daniels. You can get any quarterback you want in the 1st round. But to get Talea, I'm not against that. And that right there makes me like this mock draft more than any of the other ones I've seen. And it makes me like, this one, a lot. It makes me see like this a lot. Furthermore, you could, I don't know how polished he is. He's a pretty good quarterback. I think he thrown for like 30 touchdowns and 11 interceptions at Maryland. I don't know who his weapons were, but he did that at Maryland. You get him at this price right here, or at this draft spot, and you can justify sitting him for 1 or 2 years. Literally, you can justify sitting him for 1 or 2 years and see how it goes. You don't have to put yourself in a situation where you have to put him in the lineup right away. Now, before I get out here, I will say this, and I know in this podcast, people have probably been saying it. Well, he's small. He's only 5'11", yada yada, and I get it. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's a good thing or a bad thing that that he's shorter. I would like a 6'3", 6'4" quarterback myself, but if he can get the job done, he could be 4'9" for all I care. If he can get the job done, and I think if he's going to be taught behind this new offense, if he's drafted, I think this would be a really good spot for him, and he would sit and learn. And if it doesn't work out, or the point where his stock is too high and we really don't have a spot for him, we trade him. I mean, the draft, this mock draft isn't bad, but I do like, and nobody's really talked about this. Nobody's really talked about this particular mock draft in this fashion. A lot of people are sitting there, still talking about the whole thing about Justin Fields, and they're still talking about Kirk Cousins. Some people are talking about Russell Wilson, Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix. I mean, I get it. I'm not sitting here saying that nobody's right. Nobody's right in none of this. I mean, we're all just speculating, talking, and guessing and reacting. But for me, I do whatever we do. If you can get Tagovailoa, get his little brother in, let's just say, the 5th round or lower, or 6th round or lower, you pull the trigger on that. You go get him, because, I mean, what do you got at quarterback? I mean, you got Ritter, and you got, what's his name? Heineke. Even if you go get another quarterback in the 1st round, you go get Kirk Cousins, you go get any of these other guys, I still would go and get Talia Tagovailoa. I would get him in the 6th or 7th round. And to me, it's almost the more I talk about it now, it's almost a no-brainer. I mean, you could develop him, and you're not losing much. There may be a roster spot, but you need a quarterback anyway. You need at least 3 quarterbacks on the roster. So I mean, and 2 of the quarterbacks we got now are probably going to be gone. I mean, you got Ritter. I mean, we may keep him. We don't know. Even if you do, you go get, let's say, you bring in a rookie, in the first round, and you still go get Talia. I keep messing up his name. I'm not that good at it. But I'm just saying, I mean, let me know what y'all think. This entire mock draft looks good, but I really like it because of that last pick. I think that will be a very smart move for the Falcons to just to have him on the team and see what you can do with him. You literally could get a diamond in the rough with this situation. You see his brother. His brother's okay after getting knocked around. He's playing pretty good ball. I don't know how that relates to the sibling, but hey, still, you get him out there and see what he can do with the rest of the team that you got now. You just never know. And one thing, you can't knock too many short quarterbacks because Tua's doing good. You also got Kyler Murray did pretty good. They're out there. But like I said, I would have a guy that's over 6'2", 6'3". But hey, it is what it is. If you can perform, that's fine. I think I said enough. If you like this commentary, the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think I'm tripping? Do I know what I'm talking about? Do I don't know what I'm talking about? Think this mock draft is trash? What are your thoughts? Like I said, for me personally, I would just stand pat and get your quarterback in the first round. But if you was to trade for Justin Fields and you go and get it, or you get any other quarterback, whatever the case may be, I think that 7th round pick, you look at Talia, you might want to go ahead and Talia, you might want to go ahead and just try to get him if he's still available in the 6th round. It's almost a no-brainer. It's almost a no-brainer. What other quarterbacks you got? I can be found on YouTube and Rumble, also on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. Follow me on X at VF Baller. The website is firstandframerates.com. If you want to support the show, CashApp and PayPal links are below. I'm going to get up out of here. All right, y'all take it easy, and y'all be blessed. Peace.